I'm back in the garage again. Finally got our parts in. Got brand new pretty sprocket, front sprocket, gold O-ring chain. Looks pretty. Went with the firepower. Rear O-ring chain. Went with the JT sprockets, front and rear. Good price at my dealership. So, and then I think they said the firepower is actually like an RK chain, is what I believe. And then we got to put this back on. I have the replacement bolt for that, which goes right here. That should be coming in from Rocky tomorrow, I would hope. Ordered it last night, so maybe Tuesday. They got that to put on. We're gonna put the chain on, adjust it, put that all back to, get this thing back together. And then we'll just be missing that one. And then I do have 2 new O-rings for the shifter. One of the O-rings broke in half, so when that comes in, I will replace those. And then, yeah, this guy will be pretty much ready for summer season. So I will get this wheel off and we'll get going on taking that sprocket off, take the front off. You know the drill. This guy is zonked today, apparently. She likes to be in the way, so typical Sky move. Alright, so we're gonna hook up the impact, make sure we're on the right way. We are. Nice. That was fun. Definitely should have put this in gear first. Definitely should have put that in gear first. That was not fun. Little clip. Not too bad. We'll clean that up a touch. And then try and get some of this stuff cleaned up. You just do a quick once over everything. And then we'll put the new one on. That guy out. So it's actually Extreme XC opening weekend, so got a few buddies down racing the opener. I know Patrick's down there opening up and getting some seat time. I still got a little bit of time left. I think we're going next weekend down to Lawrence County Rec Park. Get some seat time. Try it. I'm not going to be trying out the Triumph. I'm still waiting on a couple parts on that. Got a lot of them, but what am I missing? Oh, I'm taking my suspension in this week. What the heck? Is it trying to come off? It is. Is this supposed to come off? It doesn't look like it. Well, it doesn't look like it's supposed to be glued, but huh. Protects that wire. But yeah, we're going down to Lawrence County next weekend. Me and a couple guys. Got a good group going. Try to get some footage of that. Check that out. I've never actually been there. We kind of want to do a pre-run for the IXCR. I'm curious what it's like. Might have to go down there this summer. Check it out. Trying to find more places closer by for take the girlfriend to ride. She's still trying to get a little experience and a little bit of everything. So there we go. That's nice and clean-ish. Okay. There we go. Alright, so which freaking way did this go? I just hate that. Can't ever tell. So I went this way. Okay. Is that how it's supposed to go? Or is it supposed to go this way? I can never quite tell which way to put these stupid things on. Looks like it went on this way, so I'm gonna check the book to see if I can tell from there. Always misjudge which way it's supposed to go. Might slap on a little grease in there. Okay, let me go check the book. Alright, so I couldn't really tell from the online or anywhere, but the best I can tell is it goes flat side out, so that's what I'm gonna go with, I guess. I'm gonna do a little grease on the inside of this guy. Slip it on. Okay. Alright, so I went and cleaned this up. This one's a little rusted, corroded. I'm just gonna do a quick coat with some grease just to keep it from doing that in the future. Just a light layer. And now you go in, rotate, line up. So these guys go in like that. Maybe. If I can get it started. Come on, there it goes. And actually, I'm not going to do that yet. I'll put this on and get it semi close. But I'm going to leave it free spin so I can get the sprocket on. But we're going to come over here and then also throw on the chain guide wherever it went. Go. Throw this guy on real quick. There's a little bit of Loctite in the threads, like from the factory. You can kind of see it. Not putting any new on. It'll be good enough. Go to 2. We'll do a little bop bop. Throw it on the T-handle to check that it's good and tight. Now that's going into a aluminum sleeve or metal steel sleeve that holds in there. Now we are going to look at the rear wheel, and I think I left this loose because I knew I'd be taking this off, and I did. Good job, me. Love it when I'm actually smart. Okay. Put it right there and go find all the tools I need for that bad boy. So I was actually pretty quick on that one. Found a socket, found a wrench. Do a little. Uh-oh. Okay. There we go. not to drop. I dropped the guy off. There's a washer nut on the back side of each one. Cut everything off. Alright, I was smart enough to find the torque spec on that earlier, so I didn't have to go look it up. You want to make sure you clean these surfaces. These are machine surfaces. They do that to make sure that it's perpendicular to the axle and perpendicular and coaxial. Or is it coaxial? I think it's coaxial. I think that's the right word. Basically aligned with the axle, so this diameter is perfectly in line with that one. That way you don't have a dude, whoa, right? So, and then just kind of want to get any nastiness off of that. Get her pretty red sprocket on. Yeah, that's beautiful. Threads look clean. Just put one in while I find all my washers and lock nuts. Back side of that. Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we got everything. So, try and put these on loosely. Just enough to hold it. And I like to put everything, all of them on before I start tightening any of them, just to try and get them to align all at the same point, because you're doing the alignment off of that center ring, but you have a few thousandths of play. So then you're doing the rest with the taper of the countersink, or the countersink. You actually get pretty tight alignment off of the countersinks the more you add, because what is it, like your standard tolerance is like 30 thousandths per hole of room, but as you go up with number, that gets smaller and smaller. Alright, we're gonna take this down to a 1 on the impact, and then I'm gonna tighten them kind of in a pattern similar like a car. There we go. No, there it is. Go. I'm gonna grab my torque wrench and the actual 3/8 with the bit, and I was running a 6 millimeter Allen, I think, and 14 millimeter wrench, and that's what we put that on with. Looks beautiful. I love the red sprockets on these Hondas. It looks so sick. So the torque for that is 20. I don't know if you can read that or not. It's 24 foot-pounds if you can't read. So, you got my wrench. Gonna run around the loop doing it. See how I can get this and actually be able to hold it on camera. Go. Again, just doing the kind of doing a triangle and then do the other triangle. And these are lock nuts, so they don't need a ton of force behind them. I will say I much prefer running the Torx on these because I always feel like I'm going to end up stripping them. With Allens, I hate Allens. But I'll get this over to the back over to the bike, get us all situated to start the axle installation. Alright, so we align the little slot on the back side, the brake. Your axle. The hole. Pull it out to the side and then reattach it over. Tensioner on the back side. Alright, so now we're back on. I want to say you start at like 20 maybe? I don't know, somewhere in there. Alright, we're going to get the chain started. Go up to the front for that one. Maybe. I don't know the best view for this one. I love a brand new gold chain. These things look so sweet. It goes like that. That does not look like that fits right. What the fudge? Why does it not look right? Make sure we feed it through the chainstay at the bottom. We do not want to forget that. Makes some really funny noises if you do that. Ask me how I know. I do not like the way that looks. That does not look right at all. I wonder if that's supposed to be in that hole. It does look like that black thing's supposed to be in there somehow. I don't like the way that looks at all. Alright, so let's see. Need a screwdriver to get in here. Let me pop this up. Oh yeah, it has a hole that goes right there. So that nub goes in a hole in this plastic that holds it over. That's why that looked wrong. Because it was wrong. And then that did make that line up a lot better. All right, way better. Okay, that looks good then. All right, so I will shift it into gear so it stops rotating on me. Just gonna put it on the thing and click it in. Just enough to get there. Maybe. There it goes. Good Lord. Didn't want to lock up. Crap. Oh, there we got it. Neutral. Spin our chain around. are you not fucking going? There it goes. Good lord. Didn't want to get into gear for me. Okay, put the screwdriver in to stop from rotating back. And then this is a 120 link chain. I probably should have measured this first against the other chain. But what I'm gonna do is probably go to like 15 maybe. I don't remember where we were at. Let's see. That's all the way back. That's a 40. So we could do 30 for a little bit longer wheelbase. Maybe do a 20? I think 20 seems right. 25 seems good. We go from 25 to 40. So we're actually gonna go 30 gives us a little longer wheelbase. I'm gonna go with 25. So I'm gonna set it. Set it up to, this one would stop rotating on me. Okay. And it looks like I need to cut off this guy. So I'm gonna mark this again when I can actually sit down. I'll mess with it a couple times. I'm gonna mark it and then I'm gonna cut. I don't know if I'll grind it or try my chain breaker. We'll see what I feel. So all I'm doing is taking my grinder and taking off this pin, basically down to flat. And I'm just using your standard 4-inch grinder. And just kind of knocking off the bead there. You just want to make sure you get past the crown of the pin. And usually I have the best luck with a big screwdriver. Kind of get it behind that plate like that. Just kind of get it. You want to get behind that plate and just pry a little, and you usually get it to come loose. So there, I got it mostly. If I just get a good bite on that plate, it should come right out. Not like that. Come on. I don't want him to give it to me, huh? Yeah, this guy, there it goes. Now watch it, because that's probably hot. Get that off. And wait. Where's the O-rings? Okay, we got one O-ring there. One O-ring on the back side. There's our O-ring. So now we'll get, oh wow, look at that. That's pretty slick. Look, they got little holes in the chain, little lightning holes in the center of the links. That's pretty badass, actually. That's pretty cool. So now we'll get our master link over here. This kit actually came with 2 masters. That's kind of impressive, honestly. Rarely see that anymore. Heck, half the time you get these kits, for the chains. They don't even come with a freaking master link. Try not to lose all my dang O-rings. And then I'll actually take all the O-rings that came out of the original one and save them. In case I end up losing one of these. Ooh, shoot, don't do that, Cody. I'm losing grease all over the place. So we'll take some grease, and we'll just kind of slather it all over this bad boy. This pin, the pins, and then make sure we get some all over our O-rings. A little bit of a messy job, but you got a dirt bike, you gotta get dirty occasionally. Okay, so we got that guy. Slip him in there like that. 2 more O-rings. And slathered all on. Wham. And you want them to go on the outside of those pin collets. Kind of center, that way you don't end up ripping or tearing them. At least that's the theory. Go. And a little more grease on this. Like that. And I like this Kinplex, whatever you want to call it, set of pliers for doing this. Regular channel locks work just fine, but you just kind of go back and forth, slowly push it on, do the front, the middle, do the back, and just go back and forth until you see that groove start to appear on this side of the plate. Don't worry about squeezing too hard any one time, just go back and forth a bunch. Eventually you'll have it well exposed. And we take our slide plate, just drop her in there, get it lined up. Front, back, snap. Make sure it pops on. Then I like to take the screwdriver and just kind of whack it a couple times just to make sure that it's nice and seated. And then we'll get our chain up to spec. I think there's a tape measurement somewhere. Yeah, right here. 1 inch of play from top to bottom. Bottom of the chain, that's way more than that, so we'll go up. Go up maybe 2. Now, so we better go slow. That moved a lot. I like to take it, whack that back. I actually think I have this tight on this side of my axle. I tightened it up so it stopped moving on me so much. So loosen that up so it adjusts a little better. So then that's still loose. That's 1, 2, 2. That's 1 below 20. 20. It's getting close. Right below 20. Right below 20. Still loose. Okay, that's feeling pretty good. 1, 2. Probably 1 more will probably be too much. Kind of like that. It'll probably stretch into that. So I'm gonna leave it right there. And then the pro tip is to throw a rag underneath the chain. You want to loosen your axle up a bit. so it's nice and free. And put that there, jack it in. Then I whack the hammer the back of the tire with a dead blow, and we'll tighten that up pretty good, and then we'll throw the torque wrench on it once I have the torque spec. So just check the book, it said 80 foot-pounds. So I got my torque wrench for the truck. Put it on real quick. The right size. Oh, it was. No, that's the wrong size. That's a 17 millimeter. The other side was 24. So that's all done. Lay that back out. Looks all beautiful. That'll tighten in nicely. So get into here. There you go. I just come in here with the T-handle. Give her a nice rip. Doesn't have to be super tight on that guy. Which side is thicker? They both look the same. Alright, well, we'll put that one on top, I guess. And put that one on the bottom. I don't really know which one goes where. We're just gonna put it in, see if we have it bottom out early. That one felt fine. That actually bottomed out. That one actually might have bottomed out early. We're gonna swap those two. Yeah, that's definitely a shorter thread. Alright. There's that one. There's that one. Once we line up. And just T-handle or 1/4 inch ratchet. Just get it tight. It does not need to be super tight. Just give it a good little twist. Going. Oops, sorry. There it goes. So, take a little grease, put on the spline. That way it doesn't get seasoned on, because that would be freaking horrible. And then, ooh, forgot I had a good idea and put that little red mark on there to realign it. So I realigned my mark. It's just above flat with that, and then this goes through. And this takes forever because you got to use a little 8mm wrench and tighten it all the way up. And what I'll probably do, oh, actually, that one went pretty good. Not too bad. So now I just need to get my wrench. That wasn't too bad actually. Usually it takes forever to get that guy on. And what we're doing is pinching that to put a little pressure on it so that it, a little spring tension on it. And I'm just using my finger, my side of my index finger is all I was using to tighten that. That's about all you need. A little extra just in case. Clean off our extra grease. We don't need any excess. So there we go. Nice, beautiful new chain. Looks clean. I love it. Looks nice. So now I have that coming tomorrow. We got the dog toys. So I'll be fixing that early this week. And yeah, add that to the next video. I think we'll do that. And then maybe, I don't know, maybe it'll be on this video, maybe it won't. I might add, maybe I'll put that on with the, when I get the head stem bearing in. I did have that ordered. Don't have it in yet, but maybe I'll do it then. So, all right. That's all we're gonna do on this guy today. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna clean up everything and maybe get this bike finally off the stand and get the KX and get started on all that fun stuff.